With vital top 6 places on the line for both Gold Coast and Sydney, it was shaping as a ripping contest between the two AFL clubs at the SCG on Friday night. The match began as an arm wrestle in the first term, with neither side able to make an impact on the scoreboard. It took 15 minutes for Danny Stanley to register the opening goal of the game. The Swans went into quarter time ahead by a point.
Well, little bounce for McLaren though. He's worked his way to an open goal square. McLaren has the Swans first. They're back in front.
Towers extended the margin to 7 to start the second, but the Suns began to generate some momentum of their own. They kicked 4 in a row and 5 for the quarter to open up a handy 18-point lead at the main break.
Snap from 20 out, goal the Suns and goal to Shear.
The challenge was set for the Swans and they responded in third with the first 2 to cut the margin to 7. Tim Jones responded for the Suns, but Abe Davis further reduced the margin to 6 at three-quarter time to set the match up for a tense final term.
Why wouldn't you back him in with a finish like that?
Sydney drew first blood in the last to hit the front by 7.
Goes around on the arc and puts it towards the goals.
The Suns weren't going away.
Sets it up, asks the questions. Aaliyah hands to it, falls for Ellis. Ellis snaps on goal.
But Sydney would have the final say, kicking the last 2 goals of the game to win a thriller by 11 points.
35, dishes the hand pass. Towers runs in. Puts the Swans 2 in front, and it's tough for the Suns here.
Southport were also in the hunt for the last remaining spot in the top 6 when they hosted an injury-hit Ainslie at Fankhauser Reserve on Saturday. Nick Salter got the Tricolours off to the perfect start before a Dylan Troutman snap put the Sharks back in front at the 6-minute mark. The Sharks kicked 3 late goals for a 15-point quarter-time lead and broke the match open in the second. First, Jared Brennan socketed a goal inside a minute and Jack Anthony marked a wayward kick for his second major. Eric Stone also had 2 goals to his name, but Southport kept pressing, booting 5 goals to 2 for a 31-point advantage at half-time. Anthony kicked the first of the third as Southport continued to dominate with a 4-goal 7 to 1-goal 1 quarter, handing them a commanding three-quarter time lead. It was a more even last quarter with both sides kicking 4 goals. Jack Anthony starred with 6 as the Sharks ran out winners by 56 points. Down in Canberra, Eastlake hosted the high-flying Sydney University and gave them a run for their money early at Star Track Oval. The students kicked the first 3 majors until Nick Fothergill got Eastlake on the board at the 18-minute mark. The visitors went into quarter time 25 points clear and had the first of the second, but the Demons began to mount a challenge. Tom Highmore found their second goal of the afternoon, which kick-started a run of 5 in a row as Eastlake got within 3 points at the 16-minute mark. Tom Morrison gave the students some breathing space heading into the main break, but they put on the afterburners in the second half. Lewis Stevenson drew first blood in the third, and he and teammate Jacob Derricks kicked 2 goals each for the quarter to open up a match-winning 35-point lead at the last break. They finish off the game with 6 goals to 2 in the last to win by 58 points. It was shaping as a season-defining clash for Redland when they ventured to Graham Road to take on Aspley with a spot in the top 6 on the line. Jordan Bain and Jackson Starcevich got the Bombers off to the perfect start with the first 2 majors, but the Hornets hit back. A string of 4 in a row, kick-started by 2 from fullback Michael Hutchinson, swung the momentum in the Hornets' favour. Trailing by 12 points at quarter time, Redland took the match on in the second with 3 goals to 1, regaining them the lead by a point at the main break. They edged further ahead in the third with the first 2 goals before Brennan Forbes stopped the run with his first. Aspley midfielder Matt Payne began to have an influence up forward in the last, with a set shot conversion from the boundary line full of class. But Redland kept finding the answers, with Hayden Batoli-Simmons breaking inside 50 for a terrific goal at the 20-minute mark to give them some breathing space. Payne kicked another 2 goals for the quarter, but the Bombers stood tall to withstand their challenge and win a terrific contest by 8 points. A home final was up for grabs for NT Thunder when they travelled to Brisbane to take on the Lions in an AFL curtain raiser at the Gabba on Saturday afternoon. But it was the Lions who got off to the better start with the first 3 goals, including 2 from Ruben William, before Thunder could respond.
It looks online.
Great kick, wasn't it?
It took some clever play from Jonathan Perez to set up Don Barry for their first major, and Shannon Rioli signalled his return from 5 weeks out with an ankle injury.
50 can shoot for goal and does it for the second.
Thunder kicked 5 of the next 6 to get themselves back in the contest, but the goals dried up for both sides in a lacklustre second term. Thunder kicked 6 consecutive behinds before young gun Michael Hagan booted the first goal of the term at the 21-minute mark.
He followed your direction.
Spot on.
Rowan Buick kicked a brilliant snap moments later until Hagan bobbed up again to extend Thunder's margin to 16 at half-time.
Well, the ground that called it. Hagan comes in. This one, again, doesn't make a mistake twice in a row, and he kicks a goal on this occasion.
The Lions continued to press in the third, going toe-to-toe with Thunder to reduce the margin to just 10 at the last change.
Great kick.
But Chris Dunn snapped his third for the game a minute into the last, adding 2 more for the term as Thunder piled on 8 goals to 3 to run away with a 37-point victory.
50 swooping on it again, and
what a
making no
goal.
mistake was Chris Dunn.
Thunder's win sealed second place on the ladder after Aspley's loss to Redland, with the Hornets dropping to 4th on percentage after Sydney University's win over Eastlake. The Swans are in 5th, with Redland rejoining the top 6 by a game over Southport and Gold Coast, who are locked in equal 7th. To round 20, and the UWS Giants host Sydney in a big clash at Spotless Stadium on Saturday morning, with Aspley travelling to Canberra to take on Ainslie and Southport hosting Sydney University at Fankhauser Reserve. Gold Coast battle Eastlake at Metricon Stadium, followed by NT Thunder and Redland at TIO Stadium on Saturday night. Keep up to date with all the latest news at NEAFL.com.au and by following us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and download our official NEAFL app for live scores and champion data statistics.